Right guys, so this is a video I've been meaning to do for a while, and a few people have been asking me how I prepare my food and what's the best way to prepare all your food for the week. So I'm going to prepare a few days worth today. I'm going to start with some chicken, so let's get started. So I usually buy chicken in 5 kilo packs and then split them into 1 kilo bags like this, shove them in the freezer, and then when I'm ready for it I just pull out the freezer. I know there's 1 kilo in there. First thing I'm going to do is take a strainer and wash the chicken out. I'm going to take the chicken and put it in the slow cooker. I've got the slow cooker set to high because I need it later today, but if I'm not needing it till later in the day or the next day, I usually do slow. It gets a wee bit softer, but not much. I'm going to season the hell out of it. There's no technique to this. This is basically just anything I've got in the cupboard I've thrown on top. So that's some peri salt, a wee touch of black pepper, possibly some more than that. This is not easy with one hand, to be honest. Some paprika, just give it that nice little colour. And finally some turmeric. There we go. So that should give it a little bit of flavour. Mixed peppers, these are just from Iceland, or Food Warehouse actually, already chopped up, does all the work for you, and just throw some of them in on top. And the next move is grab your kettle and put some boiling water into the slow cooker, just enough till everything's kind of covered. Right, so now I'll leave the chicken for about 5-6 hours, then I'll come back to get it later on. So, now on to the exciting stuff, sweet potatoes. Those of you that know me know right now I'm 2.5 weeks from the BNBF British Finals, so I'm on a pretty strict diet, which involves a lot of these things, a lot of sweet tatties. So, I'm going to get them prepped. It's not really that interesting, but I'll just show you quickly how I do them. I'll speed these videos up so you're not having to watch me chop up every tatty. So that's potatoes all chopped up. I bet you really enjoyed watching that. So what I'm going to do now is put them in the air fryer, as seen here. Better turn it on first. Usually start with the white potato first because if you leave the white potato sitting, it seems to start going black. So yeah, usually put it in first. Turn the air fryer on. Throw the potatoes in. No oil, nothing like that. Just put them in as they are. Temperature is set to 160 usually, and time 20 minutes. Press start and voila, the job is done. You can do it in an oven of course as well, but the air fryer is really handy. If you're cooking a lot of potatoes, I would suggest give you guys a bit more of an insight of what I've done with the tatties. I've got them split up into tubs, so there's 1 day's worth, another day's worth, another day's worth. And then my white potato, I just have that one after I train, so I know what that's for obviously. So yeah, I split them up into different portions. Obviously, if you guys have seen on Facebook or Instagram, you've seen what my diet's like at the minute, so everything's measured out, so I know which tub's got which amount in it. So I've got a wee system on the go, and I'm sure you guys will figure one out. Next step, cook some broccoli, and there is actually some kale in there as well. I've got the fancy stuff too. I'm treating myself to tender stem broccoli. So pretty basic. Grab your kettle once it's boiled again. I just put enough water in just to steam it. Throw the lid on, which doesn't have a handle, which is very inconvenient, and I'll turn this on to number 9 and just let it steam for a couple of minutes. Well, while this has been going on, I just had my oats cooking. I let them cool down. I let them cool down a little bit before I put the protein in because the AGF protein has got cold processed proteins for it, so putting it into hot oats really goes against actually using it, the benefits of using it. So just let it cool down, then I'll add some berries and some protein. So I'll eat a rice meal a day as well, but unfortunately I prepared these on Friday. I do a week's worth of rice at a time, so I'll just need to cover that in another video. So that's the greens as cooked as I like them. I like them pretty crunchy, so I don't cook them that much. All I'm going to do now is put them into this big tub, and then whenever I'm having a meal, a sweet potato meal or something, or maybe just something that I've made, I'll just add these to it from this tub. Right, so the oats have cooled down, berries have been added, now to add the protein. So if you haven't tried this stuff, this carrot cake flavour AGF, then you have to try it. It's absolutely unreal. This is my favourite meal of the day right now. Just tastes unreal. So a nice full scoop, make sure that's absolutely full, dump it in, and then mix it around. Nice and simple. Right guys, so the chicken's cooked now, so I'm going to show you how I work it out from here. So what I'm going to do is grab a big tub, the scales. What we'll do, set that on the scales, set the scales to 0, get rid of this lid. I'm going to take the chicken out of the slow cooker, so just pick it out with a fork and a spoon here. And then from there, you're going to see the weight of the cooked chicken. See the weight of the cooked chicken, and now I'm going to divide that by 10. So I know that 100 grams of chicken is 55 grams cooked. So now I'll leave this tub in the fridge, and whenever I go to get chicken, I know how to work out how much 100 grams is. So I'll just add 55 grams of the cooked chicken to my meal, and there I've got 100 grams. Okay, so the final part of my meal prepping is prepping the rice. It's a couple of days after all the rest of the stuff, because I usually do a week's worth of rice at a time. So get yourself a big pot, get yourself a set of scales, set them to 0, weigh out your rice. So for me, I have a 70 gram portion of rice every day, so 490 grams does me a week. So since I'm very particular, I will take 10 grams out of that, try put it back in the packet nice and neatly. A bit better. So next thing I'll do, grab some mixed peppers, frozen peppers, same as I used for the chicken, and just shove all of them in. You can use any frozen veg that you like, but I just like frozen peppers. From there, a little touch of sea salt. And then that is all there is to it. Add your boiling hot water. Make sure you're probably adding about 2 parts water to 1 part rice. Put the lid on, put it on pretty high so it comes to a boil, and then just let it simmer. And I actually just let it simmer until all the water comes out of it, and it just kind of dries up nicely. So you've got to keep an eye on it, otherwise it might stick to the pot. If you prefer to drain it, just do it that way. Right, so the rice is cooked now. So all I do is get my 7 tubs out. I know that's 7 portions I've got in there for me, and I just split the rice into the tubs. Right guys, so that's all my meals prepped for the week. I hope that gives you some ideas how to prepare your food for the week, and it can help you get results in the future.